Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Tay Day, back again with another episode. Welcome to the feed. If you guys haven't been here before, make sure you go ahead and check out a little bit more of the feed that I got going on. Guys, I got several different episodes. Make sure you follow me on Blog and Pod, on my Facebook, guys. And also, check us out on Speaker Studio. This is what you're listening to right now. Those speakers in your ear is from Speaker Studio. Make sure you go ahead, click the link, register, and go ahead and follow your boy so you can hear more podcasts. Guys, if you listen to my last podcast, then you know that I'm changing it up. I'm doing something new. I'm trying to get things a little bit better organized, where I'll have a little bit more educational information to give to you guys and leave you guys off with something new. So from now on, every podcast I do, I want to leave you guys with a word of the day and also a quote of the day. So make sure that you guys are paying attention, and when you're listening, that you got these words, you got these quotes. You know, these can be reference points. These can help you learn something new, add a new word to your vocab. You know, maybe this quote that I'm telling you guys can help you out. So make sure you go ahead and check that out, and make sure you focus on, just the educational part here. You know, this can help anybody. I help myself by learning this information, and I want to give it to you so you can learn this information as well, so it can help you out. All right, guys. What I got coming up new is my homeboy TK will start joining us in on the podcast every Sunday. So make sure you guys tune in and pay attention to that. It's gonna be every Sunday, afternoon, evening time. We haven't got down every detail yet, but it will be happening. So without further ado, let me make sure you guys stay focused. Make sure you listening in on and checking out Parker Retail Store. They got new gear. I just seen it. They posted new gear. So check out Parker Company, ParkerRetailStore.com. Go in there, get you some new gear. They got some great deals, some under 25 deals that you guys will love. I promise. All right, and make sure you guys shout out to It's a Small World. My homeboy, It's a Small World, producing his own beats. This is his beat right now you listening to in the background. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out It's a Small World. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. Make sure you guys go ahead and tune into it. It's ISA Small World. Okay, guys? So make sure you check them out. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and get into the word of the day. The word of the day is assiduous. Assiduous. I hope I'm saying that right. Spelled ASSIDUOUS. Assiduous means showing exceptional effort and perseverance. So today I want to talk about hard work. Hard work and getting down and grinding. The hustle is what I want to talk about. The dirt is what I want to talk about. And then assiduous goes perfect with it because it's showing exceptional effort and perseverance. It's just, for example, my girl, she just went and took a class that she previously barely passed with a D. She took it again. She worked her butt off. She still didn't get the grade she wanted, but she was barely sitting on the edge with a 79.5 or something like that. And I told her, I was like, hey, why don't you just go ahead, and since you've been doing good and you have no problems with the professor, why don't you send in that email, ask her if you can do something to bump that up to a B, because she made a great grade. She made the highest grade that she's made on her final test, out of any test. So I believe that any professor that pays attention and cares about their students, then they will look at that information and be like, all right, I can either give you something to do, or I'll just go ahead and bump that up to a B for you. So she was like, man, I've never done this before. I felt bad. I feel like I put in a good amount of effort. I know I could have done better, but yada, yada, yada. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and see. It doesn't hurt. This is not going to cost you anything. Just go ahead and send in that email. See what she says. Surprisingly, the professor responds back fast within a couple of minutes. And boom, she's like, don't worry about it. You don't need to do any extra credit. Here's I'm going to go ahead and give you that B. Thank you for your hard work. And then she was ecstatic. She was very happy, surprised. And I'm telling her, I'm like, look, this is what happens, yo. You know, all you got to do is stick with it. You showed her what you could do. And that's what you get from it. So perseverance, exceptional effort, assiduous, guys. Make sure you're doing right. You staying consistent on what you're doing, and people will recognize what you're doing. I cannot promise you every time that somebody will be like, you know what, you're doing good. Let me help you out. No, that's not how life works. Reality ain't like that. But you will have those certain times where you have somebody that shows up and wants to help you. And that's why I want to talk about hard work, because as a human being, every day in the life that we live in today, honestly, it's been at any point. You can look back 100 years from now, or hundreds of years. Hard work pays off. Black people were enslaved for over 400 years. Eventually, time passed by, and that issue, that big problem, life took care of it. You know, now black people are free. No one's enslaved legally. And now we're all doing our own thing. We're educated. We're out doing our own thing. And this is all because we decided to take chances, have a leap of faith, and continually be consistent at working hard. So I want everybody to know that working hard may not show up right in your face. I mean, I watched a video earlier today about Gary Vee was telling. If you don't know about Gary Vee, you should look him up on Instagram. He's on all platforms. This dude is freaking crazy. But I have a lot of points that I don't agree with him. But I think that he would appreciate that I don't agree with him, because one, it starts conversation, and two, that means I'm thinking. He likes people that thinks, and I believe that everybody should have their own opinion, and I want to share that trait of understanding someone else's opinion, regardless if we agree or disagree. So he said, so getting back to what Gary Vee said, he was telling this other 18-year-old kid that it's not worth it. He said because he grew up working in a vineyard, in a liquor store. Working in a liquor store, and he said, well, he was 26 years old, and he was working in the liquor store, working those nights where his friends would come into the liquor store, buy liquor, and he would have to bag up their liquor and carry their liquor to their car, put it in their car for them, as they're getting ready to go off to a party or go set up for a party, while he has to be there working at the liquor store. His whole point is for you not to worry about the outside messages. You know, it's easy to get drawn in by outside messages. People are drawing you in, those influences. You want to be like them. There's no point of being like them. He's like, look at him now. He's been a millionaire for I don't even know, over a decade. Look at him now. What do they have versus what he has? He's a part owner of several businesses. All he does is walk around and talk for a living now. He's about to buy the jets. I mean, come on. Would you rather sacrifice those parties? I'm sure there's a lot of us now. I'm 26 years old. I would sacrifice my 18 or 16 to 26 or to 30 years so I can be a multi-millionaire at 30, at 31. I would sacrifice because all he did is sit there and grind. That's all he told the kid. You're going to fuck up. We all fuck up. But fucking up is part of you growing, you becoming successful. It is part of the plan that you should have. You should have that. Failure should be the biggest thing on your paper when you're writing a business plan. Failure, circle it. Explanation points. You will fail, but you gotta try it. And you cannot hold on to what you failed at. Try it, you fuck up, move on. Okay, now you know that doesn't work. Let's go. What's next? Let's find something new. Let's go. Keep moving until you find out what works. And then you're gonna lose track of how many times you failed. It don't even matter. Now, only thing that matters is where you at now. He says, as long as you're alive and your business has not bankrupt or, completely, you can't do anything with it, you're fine. Forget about that crap. Move forward. And so that is another way of saying grind. Forget about that. Just hustle. Just hustle your ass off. And if you don't have the resources somebody else does, just like I said, if you're trying to be somebody else, if you wishing you were somebody else, then you're never going to be able to pay attention to the good things that you have going for you. Because you're always worried about what somebody else got. Somebody else, because they're able to buy a new car before you. Oh, they're making 40, 50 grand before you, or even 100 grand before you. So the fuck what? We have to focus on what we got right in front of us. Use our resources that's going to help us grow. We cannot grow if we are too busy looking at our friends, looking at our family, and trying to be what they're being and get what they get or get what they have. Because you can have something more and you can have it faster. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, but nobody actually wants to do the work. That's why we have these books about being the part of the 1%ers, the 3%ers, all these different type of books, because that's the percentage. That is the truth to this day, the percentage. And everybody wants to be rich fast. And that's what I don't understand. I didn't understand it when I was young, and now I understand. Everybody is worried about getting rich fast. Everybody wants to be a millionaire tomorrow, next week, in 6 months, and even in a year. No one's worried about the journey, the process. It's easy. Look up on your phone right now. Everybody that's listening to, look it up. Type in, what's the average age in the USA to be a millionaire? And it will show you the average age is 62 years old. That is the fucking age of retirement. That is the average age in the USA that someone becomes or is a millionaire. And only definition of being a millionaire is that your net worth that is equal to or exceeds $1 million. So what is the problem here? Because we're not focused on the right track. We got to focus on the right things. And we can slowly but surely become what we want to become. Do what we want to become. Do what we want to do. It takes 12 years. This is what my girlfriend says. She said, it takes 12 years for you to learn how to pop pimples. But people will sit there and watch that. People have a fetish for that. 12 years of your life after high school to learn how to pop pimples. I thought that was funny. I mean, to pop pimples, I mean, of course, there's way more to it. There's more, you gotta get more in depth into it. But learning how to do something that's so simple, that looks so simple, but it takes so long of time. But guess what these people make? They make $500,000 on average. I'm sure anybody will say, "Hey, if I walked up to you and say, "Hey, you wanna make $500,000 a year legally?" Everyone's gonna be like, "Heck yeah!" Or ask, "Hey, sign me up. How can I do it?" But nobody's gonna. Once I tell them, "Oh, all you gotta do is sign up, go to school for this, and stay focused for 12 years." Can you do that? No. And that's the hard part. Is nobody's going to want to do it. Nobody can stay focused, stay consistent for that long, that amount of time. Nobody wants to. There's very few. And that's why there's a certain percentage. Back to talking about the percentage, since at 62 years old, that's the average age for a millionaire in the USA. 1% of that, of 100% of the people in USA, 1% is under the age of 35 is a millionaire. Only 1%. We have so much room for everybody to become a millionaire. There's so much money flowing throughout the USA. We only have 1% that's under the age of 35. Average age is 62. So if you become a millionaire at 50, you actually beat the average. You're above average for a millionaire. If you hit 60, you're still above average. 60 years old. That's over half of your life. And you're just becoming a millionaire. I'm not saying that is wrong, but we want to get down, get in the dirt, hustle, work hard right now. Be smart about our choices. I don't care if you take $25 out of your paychecks, or $25 a day, or $10 out of your day right now. How much would you be in 20 years? How much money would you have? A lot more money than you would expect. I can guarantee that. And one more fact about being a millionaire. 38% are 65 and older. 65 and older is 38% of our millionaires. So we look at all these people that's millionaires. We see it all on TV. We see all these people on social media. I want you to remember this. What you see is not actually what's reality. They say seeing is believing. Well, that's not always true. Unless somebody's got a paycheck to hand you right now and give it to you, a pay stub to hand to you so you can see it and be like, damn, this guy makes $100,000 a year, or this guy makes $100,000 a month. Just like Wolf of Wall Street. Ain't no reason to brag about it, but the gentleman, he's like, hey, I'll quit my job right now if you can show me a pay stub that you made $72,000 in this last month. Pulls out his pay stub, shows the guy, calls his boss, quits, comes and works for him. That easy. If you are real about your stuff, you will take it. There's no thought process afterward. Just be real about your word and go and do it. That's all he did. He ended up becoming rich. Working hard. That movie, you can see how hard he's working, and he's enjoying his work, because after a certain time, you can become infatuated with your work. You become obsessed. You understand what it takes to get there. You understand the system now. You learned it, and you practiced it, and you repeated it. Those three steps. Boom. Now you're consistent. Now you can grow and make more and more and help other people make more and more. Because everybody want to help their friends. Everybody want to help their friends make millions. Shoot. I would love to help my friends. I would love to make my first few $1 million and then be able to teach my friends, my family, the same process so they can become millionaires. That's the goal. But you gotta be able and willing to put in the work. Now everything is technology based. So it becomes easier. No, you don't have to be outside for 15 hours a day anymore. You don't have to be out in this heat all day anymore. All you have to do is be willing to use your mind and put it to use. The knowledge, learn the material, learn the system, and go forth with it. Now, guys, I have a quote that I want to end you guys off with. Again, I want you guys to, if you enjoy the beats that's playing in the background, please make sure you guys check out It's a Small World, ISA Small World. So you can go ahead and check out the rest of his beats. He has some great beats. He has some anime beats. And obviously he makes some podcast beats, some very chill music for everybody. He's looking for local artists. Please go ahead and check him out on Instagram. And make sure you guys following me on Facebook at Blog and Pod, and on Speaker Studio. That's what you're listening to right now. Before I go ahead and tell you guys about this quote here. So this quote obviously will relate to today's topic, which was hard work. Today's quote is by Ryan Holmes. He's a co-founder of Hootsuite. So today's quote is, when in doubt, bootstrap. Using your own personal resources is the easiest way to start a business. You don't have to convince investors about the merits of your idea. You just have to convince yourself. I felt like that was very positive and very powerful at the same time. Straightforward. When in doubt, bootstrap. If you don't know what bootstrap means, it means just get down to the dirt. The dirt is where everything is done. The dirt is the hard work that people don't see. People don't know about. People only praise you about what they can see. The success you have occurred. But bootstrapping is you just putting your head down, not overthinking it, knowing what needs to be done, and taking care of it. That's it. Bootstrapping it, lock them in, move on, get the job done. Put your head down and get in the dirt. You know exactly what you need to be doing. So that's what bootstrapping means. So using your own personal resources is the easiest way to start a business. I love that because everybody thinks that they have to have $10,000, $50,000, or $100,000 to start a business. That's not true. You only need you, whatever you can invest in, whatever you can afford to start a business. And if you don't need any startup money to start making money, because you have strategized and put together a system, then that's what works. That's what works. Because your resources, it could be a family member, it could be just yourself, it can be your friends that will help you. There's many, many businesses that have been started and been very successful just with their friends. They put their little change together, a few $100 maybe. Some rare businesses started off with $0, didn't have to put any money down. They just offered their services and made money and used that money they made from the services and put it back into the business so they can build the business. But that's what it is. Don't think that you need money to start your own business. Focus on your personal resources. Just like and they tell you in sales, if you're an insurance salesman or a sales executive, if you any of those types of sales jobs where the first source they're going to ask you to go to is the people in your circle. The people in your circle is your family, your friends, and you're going to tell them what you're doing now, and you're going to ask you to talk to them, practice your sales pitch on them, possibly get them to sign up with your new insurance plan. That's what you need to do with your business as it starts up. I always tell people, let people know what you're doing. Doesn't matter if you know them for 10 years or for 2 months. Let them know. All right, and then it moves on to, you don't have to convince investors about the merits of your idea. That just follows up with not worrying about having that money, but just going with your own resources. You just have to convince yourself. And I think that right there is the biggest and most valuable sentence in Ryan's quote here. You just have to convince yourself. Is it worth it? That's a question for you to answer. Is this a good idea? Don't depend on a bank or an outside source that's that's not you to tell you if your business is going to fail or not. Now, just like the show Shark Tank, most of those people that go in there have already succeeded with their business. They've already made growth. They've already shown percentages of growth and been doing it for over a year, maybe 6 months. This depends on the business. But the point is that they believed in themselves and showed that the business works. Now they come in to see the sharks and Shark Tank to see if they will invest so they can grow and grow big, because they want to expand their business. So that is the quote of the day, guys. When in doubt, bootstrap. Using your own personal resources is the easiest way to start a business. You don't have to convince investors about the merits of your idea. You just have to convince yourself. And this is all about yourself. What you will do, not what somebody else would do. So always count number one in. And number one is you. So stay strong, stay hardworking, just grind. Don't have to worry about money, friends, family. Just grind. Those are outside sources that do not actually matter. They do not count on your business survival. They do not count on your growth. Only person that it counts for is I. My growth only counts for me, not them. They do not matter. If I want to grow, I can make it happen. There's too many resources out here that we can use that can help us become millionaires, and we just haven't used them yet. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for everyone that listened in. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're out there working hard. I hope I gave you something that you can use on a daily basis, or put forth something that's going on in your life right now. So please try to stay consistent. Whatever you're working hard at, bootstrap on. Go ahead, bootstrap. If you need to work towards a goal, I don't care if it's just paying rent. I don't care if it's paying your car note. Bootstrap and move forward. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Your boy Tay Day is out.